Quentin Tarantino's Once Upon a Time in Hollywood has had a very interesting run. The movie worldwide has grossed nearly 400 million. It's done very well, except it didn't go to China yet. And apparently that ain't happening now because China has canceled the release of the film over the Bruce Lee scene. Now, the Bruce Lee scene is one that there's a bit of back and forth between Bruce Lee's daughter saying that it depicted her father in an inappropriate way. I've talked to some people who have who told me that they've known people who knew Bruce Lee and that the personification of Bruce Lee in the movie was more accurate than not. I don't know. That's just the hearsay. That's just what I hear. But I haven't seen Once Upon a Time in Hollywood yet. I know I'm a bad Tarantino fan. But this is what it says here. Once Upon a Time in Hollywood is not having a fairy tale release in China. The Quentin Tarantino comedy drama starring DiCaprio and Brad Pitt would be the filmmaker's first proper release in China, but a week before its release, regulators abruptly reversed course. No official reason was given, but according to reports, the country's regulators took issue with the film's polarizing depiction of Bruce Lee. The Hollywood Reporter broke the news that Once Upon a Time in Hollywood, its release is being canceled just a week before the film was set to hit theaters. The film's release was reportedly put on hold indefinitely, despite the film's Chinese financier, Beijing-based Bona Film Group, frantically working with Tarantino to produce a cut of the film that would be approved ahead of the original release of October 25th, 2019. Now, this is where we have to kind of look at the situation, right? This is where you have to really start paying attention to these companies like Tencent, who I just talked about for Star Wars, who have also like co-financed Terminator, co-financed Men in Black, co-financed a bunch of these movies. And that's the thing is Hollywood is so desperate for Chinese money. There's a reason why South Park is targeting them to make fun of it this year quite a bit, because that's just the case. That's just the truth of it. They are. And so art is being subdued or being changed because of these censors, because of these restrictions. And this is a very interesting one. This isn't like a ghost or a demon or Winnie the Pooh or anything else like that. This is quite literally because Shannon Lee potentially got the Chinese regulators to block this movie because of that scene. Now it says, while no official reason was given for the abrupt cancellation, sources tell THR that Bruce Lee's daughter Shannon Lee, who'd been vocal in her disapproval of the film's depiction of her father, made a direct appeal to China's National Film Administration, asking it demand changes to her father's portrayal. The talk around cancellation seems to agree that it's the controversial depiction of Bruce Lee, a national idol in China and a Hollywood icon, as an arrogant blowhard who was easily defeated by Pitt's stuntman Cliff, that prompted Beijing regulators to cancel the release. So, I mean, you know, that's a hell of a thing, right? Like, think about that. Like, they're canceling it because of the portrayal of Bruce Lee. I guess I get it from like a nationalistic perspective. I can understand why China would do that. But apparently, according to LRM here, Tarantino refuses to do it. He refuses to capitulate to the demands. All it says here is that the reported scramble from Chinese backer Bona Film Group and Tarantino to recut the film before the release date, but a follow-up post indicated that Tarantino refused, pretty much saying they could take it or leave it as is. Here's the thing with that. I respect Tarantino for setting up for his work. I do. This is where like Tarantino becoming Tarantino in this moment is why we like Tarantino. You know, like the blowhard, no, this is my vision. This is what it is. You don't touch my vision. Like that kind of attitude. I want to see him go up against China because I feel like if there's anyone in Hollywood who would not bend over backwards for China, it would be Tarantino. It would just simply be Tarantino. I mean, Django Unchained had a similar problem in 2012 because the film was too violent. They kind of cut around it a little bit. But this was going to be a proper release and put the movie potentially up and over, 500 million worldwide, which would have been Tarantino's biggest movie, I believe. Now, my question then becomes, will Sony and Bona Film Group, will they cut him out and will they recut the movie and release it in China to get around Chinese censors without his permission? And I don't know if he's probably has final cut, final say in the contract, but is it worth it to fight him on that, legally speaking, for however many millions it might be? Are you leaving that on the table by not going into China? I'm on Tarantino's side here, by the way, 100%. I'm just kind of putting out there an idea, speculative thought about about what this potentially could be, like what they could potentially do, because Sony needs money. They need money. That's not a question. That is a definitive fact at this point. So that's my question: are they going to say "f you" to Tarantino, and are they going to proceed forward and damn the consequences? Anything could really happen at this point. Like I said, Hollywood is so afraid of China because they so desperately need it. And China's got Hollywood by the balls right now, and that's pretty apparent, and it's very sad. It's very, very sad, which is one of the reasons why I think more efforts can be put into streaming, because that's more of a profitable area, I think. Anyway, how do you guys feel about this? Where do you think it's going to go? Do you think that Tarantino is gonna eventually bow and take a knee and recut the film, or are they going to move ahead without him? Or are they just going to say F China? Let me know down in the comments below. I really want to hear your thoughts, your opinions on this one. I will talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for listening, and peace out.